In one of the fjords of a distant northern land lived a mighty jarl named Ulf. His silver beard reached his chest, and his shoulders were broad, like the cliffs that shattered the sea waves. He had seen many battles, lost friends, endured harsh winters, and knew the value of each day lived. Yet strangely, despite his age, Ulf looked younger than many who were half his years. People in his village whispered about it. Some believed he'd made a pact with the spirits. Others thought he had drunk enchanted mead. And some simply envied him, unable to explain it. One day, a young warrior named Halfdan arrived in the village. He was bold and brave, but his heart was full of anger. He had lost his father in battle and now carried the weight of hatred for those who stood in his way. He dreamed of revenge and glory, yet inside, he felt a hollow he couldn't fill. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, he saw Ulf sitting by the fire, surrounded by younger warriors. Ulf's voice was strong, but lacked the weariness common in old men. Halfdan, filled with doubt, stepped forward and asked, "Jarl, tell me, why do you look younger than your years? I've seen men who've lived less, yet their faces are lined and their eyes burdened. What is your secret?" Ulf looked at him closely, then tossed a twig into the flames and replied, "You seek answers, young one, but they're not found in potions or spells. Youth is not a gift from the gods. It is a choice. If you truly wish to understand, walk the path with me. The road will be long, but it will reveal truths you've never considered." Driven by curiosity and longing for answers, Halfdan agreed. The next morning they set out. Days passed, wind burned their faces, rain lashed their backs, and the sun seemed to rise only to vanish again behind gray skies. "How many winters have you seen?" Halfdan asked one night by the fire. 70, if you count by the moons," Ulf replied. "Then why don't you bend under the weight of your years like others?" Ulf smiled. "Because I carry only what I need. People bear the weight of the past, bitterness, regrets, fears. They cling to these so tightly that, over time, they become twisted like old trees. But I keep nothing in my heart that no longer serves me." Halfdan went silent. His heart was heavy with pain, yet he'd never thought to let it go. Days later, they arrived at a village where Ulf's old enemy lived, Jarl Erling. Once they had been fierce rivals, and their feud had taken many lives. Halfdan gripped his sword. "He's your enemy. Why not take revenge?" But Ulf only shook his head. "Enemies are stones in the road. If you stop to smash every one, you'll never reach your destination. I let go of that feud long ago." When they entered Erling's house, the old jarl raised his brows in surprise. "Ulf, you have come to finish me off." "I came to share a cup of mead," Ulf answered. They drank together, to Halfdan's amazement, laughed like old friends. After that meeting, Halfdan noticed that Ulf seemed even younger than before. On the way back, Ulf answered, "What makes an old man old and a young man young?" "The passing years," Halfdan replied. "No," Ulf shook his head. "Age doesn't come with the years, but with how you look at the world. Those who live only in the past grow old faster. Those who fear the future become weak. But if you find joy in each day, if you can laugh, give thanks, and forgive, time has no power over you." "You mean one can live 100 years and still remain young?" "Yes, if your soul hasn't frozen in the snows of the past." Halfdan looked at the jarl and, for the first time in his life, felt the weight inside him begin to lift. When they returned to the village, the young warriors saw that Halfdan had changed. His face was lighter, his eyes clearer. He no longer sought revenge, he sought meaning. And Ulf still smiled, untouched by time. From then on, warriors would say, "If you look younger than your years, it means your soul has not frozen in the snows of the past."